A track meet turned into a horror show for two families recently in Frisco, Texas, when an argument over a seat turned into a deadly stabbing. Carmelo Anthony is now charged with first-degree murder, but is claiming self-defense. How exactly does this work? What will he have to prove? I'm Joseph Ruiz in Houston, and today I want to react to a recent case that's been dominating the news here in Texas. And it brings up every component of what self-defense really means in our state. Here's what's happening. A few weeks ago, a high school student named Carmelo Anthony was indicted for the first-degree murder of another student, a 17-year-old named Austin Metcalf. The incident happened at Frisco ISD track meet. Officials say an argument started when Anthony was asked to move from under a tent. Reports say the situation escalated quickly and Metcalf ended up stabbed in the chest. Anthony admitted to the act, but says he acted in self-defense. Now he's out on bond with an ankle monitor awaiting trial as an adult. This case has shocked communities, and both families have raised massive support funds. It's complicated, emotional, and a textbook example of why every detail matters in a self-defense claim. If you're watching that and thinking, he claims self-defense, does that mean he gets away with it? That's the million-dollar question in Texas. Claiming self-defense isn't an automatic pardon. Let me explain what's required. Under Texas law, you must have genuinely believed you or someone else was in imminent danger. We call that a reasonable belief, and it has to fit the circumstances. Was the threat immediate? Could a reasonable person believe something bad was about to happen? Also, your response must be proportional to the threat. If you're shoved and you pull out a knife, that's probably not proportional. But if you're physically attacked or fear for your life, the law recognizes a right to defend yourself. A key point is that you don't have to retreat, especially in places like your home, car, or workplace, thanks to the castle doctrine. However, at a public place like a school track meet, that rule doesn't apply in the same way. Every step of what happened matters in court. In Anthony's case, several things make his self-defense claim an uphill battle. First, witnesses and surveillance footage haven't been publicly released that suggest a deadly threat. Reports say the argument started over seating. It doesn't appear that Metcalf was clearly about to harm Anthony. Based on what's out there so far, some legal experts say this situation may not meet the threshold for a valid self-defense claim. But, and this is important, cases evolve. New evidence could emerge. Maybe there's a video showing a sudden violent move or testimony we haven't seen yet. That could change the legal picture dramatically. That's why it's critical to investigate every moment, every angle thoroughly. Public reaction to this case is intense, and that's understandable. These are two families, two young lives, and the community is shaken to its core. But emotions don't decide legal questions. Juries do, based on evidence, and based on reason. In Texas, raising a credible self-defense argument shifts the burden. Then it's up to the prosecution to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you were not acting in self-defense. So even though the headlines might say he claimed self-defense, in court that becomes, let me show you why I believed I was in danger, and then forcing the state to prove otherwise. That's where attorneys live and breathe. This case is still unfolding, and its outcome will have huge implications for how Texas self-defense law is understood, especially among teens and families watching this play out. If you're watching this thinking, Joseph, I was defending myself, but I'm worried people won't see it that way, I want you to know evidence matters. If you're in Houston or anywhere in Texas facing criminal charges where self-defense might apply, don't wait for the state to tell your side of the story. Let me help you start building your defense now. I'm Joseph Ruiz, and I'm here to help your truth make the difference it deserves.